Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're making this rushed bubu with collar and belts. So this is how it looks from the front and here's how the back looks like. So if this is something you're interested to learn, keep on watching and let's get started.
So I'm going to be starting with the back piece first. So I put my fabric on a fold and this is the folded end. That will also be my center I'm using back. A total of 3 yards for this tutorial. So I just split it down the middle and I'm using one piece for the back and the other piece for the front. Now to start working on the back piece, I'll be coming down by 1 inch from the top of my fabric. I'm going to square out that point and that will be my start line. So from this line is where I'll be taking out the rest of my measurements and I'll be starting with the back neckline. So for the neck width, I'm going with 3 inches and for the neck depth, I'll be using 1.5 inches. So from the center back, I went in by 3 inches along the shoulder line and then I marked 1.5 inches downwards and now I just connected the 2 points together and that is my back neckline. Next, I'm moving on to mark half of my across shoulder measurements along the shoulder line. So from the center back, I'm coming in by 8 inches. And after marking that point, I'll go on to mark my sleeve length. And for the sleeve length, I decided to go with 14 inches. But you can do from 10, 11, 12, depending on how long or short you want your sleeves to be. So now I'm just marking 14 inches after the point I marked before along the shoulder line.
And from there, I'll be going down by 1 inch. Then I'll bring in my ruler to connect that point to meet the neckline. And that will be the shoulder slope for this dress. The next thing to do now is to mark my sleeve opening. So from the end of that shoulder slope, I'll be coming down by 9 inches. I want a sleeve opening of 9 inches, but you can do 8.5 or even up to 10 if you want. And after marking out my sleeve opening, I'll be bringing in my ruler to square out that point. And then I'll go on to mark my shoulder to bust line at 11 inches, which is just 1 inch below the sleeve opening. So yeah, I'm just coming down by 1 inch from that line and I'll mark that point across, then square it out, and that will be my bust line. So this second line right here is my bust line, and on this line I'm marking a quarter of my bust circumference. So from the center back, I'm coming in by a quarter of my bust circumference, and there's a point right there. I'm sorry you couldn't see it. And from this point, I'll be extending by how wide I want the bubble to be, and I'll be going with 8 inches. But you can use from 4 to 8 inches. It's all up to you. So from the quarter of my bust circumference, I'll be coming out by 8 inches and I'm marking that point right there. After which I'll go on to mark half an inch side seam allowance. So now I'm going to be connecting this point here on the bust line to the sleeve opening. But first I'm going to bring down this point I have here along the shoulder line to the sleeve opening. And I'll just be taking away half an inch from the edge of the fabric to get that point. So remember, this point right here is half of my across shoulder measurement plus the sleeve length. So now that I've marked that point, it's time to connect the sleeve opening to the bust line in a curve. So I'll be bringing in my French curve and you can see how I'm placing it and I'm just connecting those 2 points together. So now it's time to take this point right here all the way down to the hemline. This will be the total width of the bubu. And from the end of the fabric to this point right here is 3.5. So I'm just going to be coming in by 3.5 from the edge of my fabric and I'll mark that point all the way down. Now, after marking all the points, I'll be bringing in my ruler and I'll be connecting them together in a straight line. And when you're done connecting the points together, you can go ahead to start cutting along the lines you mark. So first, I'll be cutting along the neckline. Then I'll be cutting along the shoulder slope, leaving half an inch allowance for joining. I'll go on to pin this down so it doesn't move. Then I'm going to cut along the sides. I cut from the sleeve opening to the bust line, then I cut all the way down. And when I'm all done cutting, this is what we have. I've pinned everything down so it stays in place. So this is the back piece. Now let's move over to cut the front. So now this is the second half of the fabric. This is going to be used to cut out the front and I also placed it on a fold and this folded end here will be my center front. So now I'm going to be bringing in the back piece and I'll be placing it on top of the front piece like this, making sure to match the folded ends together. And by the way, you can cut the front and back together at once. It's just I had to cut it separately because the fabric was moving a lot. So now once I'm sure I've aligned joined everything together properly, I'll go ahead and pin the back to the front. Then I'll go on to cut out the front piece exactly as the back piece before moving on to work on the front neckline. So essentially, I'll just be using the back piece as a template to cut out the front. You can see I'm cutting it out exactly as it is. And when I'm done with that, I'll take away the back piece so that I can work on the front neckline. Okay, so this is what we'll be using for the front, and the first thing I'll be doing is to increase the neck depth by 6.5 inches. Remember, the neck depth for the back was 1.5 inches, so coming down by 6.5 brings the front neck depth to a total of 8 inches. And from that point, I'll be coming in by 1 inch and marking that all the way down. You can come in by 1.5 inches if you prefer a wider collar. So after I've marked 1 inch all the way down, I'll bring in my straight ruler and connect all the points together. So I'm connecting that 1 inch mark all the way to the hemline, and when I'm done with that, I'll go ahead to work on the V-shaped neckline for the front. And to do that, I simply have to connect the neck width to the 1 inch I came in by. And using the straight end of my pattern master, I'll be connecting the 2 points together in a slanted line. So there's my neckline for the front. Now I'm going to bring in my scissors and cut along that slanted line. Then I'll cut straight all the way down to the end. So right now I'm just marking the point where the neckline stops. Then I'll just go ahead to cut straight down along the line I marked. Now if your fabric moves a lot like mine, you have to pin as you go so that you don't end up cutting wrongly. And now that I'm all done, I'm left with 2 separate pieces for the front. So now I'm going to bring back the back piece. So here's the back piece right here. And I'm going to be bringing the front piece and placing it on top of this, right sides facing each other. I'm going to pin them down along the shoulder slope, and I'm going to be taking this over to the machine and stitching them together along the shoulder slope on a 1/2 inch sewing allowance, and I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So after joining the shoulders together, here's what we have. I went ahead to press open the shoulder seam, and now the next thing I'll be doing is to finish off the sleeves by folding it in twice towards the wrong side and running a straight stitch from one end to the other. So I'll do that on one side and do the same thing on the other side as well. And when I'm done with that, I'll go on to join the front and back pieces together along the sides using a 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So after stitching the sides, here's what we have. You can see the dress is slowly starting to come together. So now the next thing I need to work on is the collar. And to do that, I'll start by measuring the entire length of this open end right here. So I'll be measuring from one end of the hemline all the way to the neckline and then back to the other end of the hemline. And whatever measurement you get here, just add 2 inches extra for errors and then go on to divide that by 2 and then use that as the length of your band. So that's what I did. Here are my 2 band pieces. I also went on to add interfacing to the wrong side of the band just to give it some stability. Then I put that on a fold and give it a good press so I can have that middle mark you see there. Now on a fold, each of the bands measures 1.5 inches. So remember, when cutting, I came in by 1 inch. So the extra 0.5 inch is what will be used for joining. So I went on to join the 2 bands together off camera. I also pressed open the seam. So this is what it looks like. We have just one long band now. So now I'm going to be measuring the distance of my neckline. Remember that notch I made when I was cutting. So I'm going to be measuring from the center back all the way till I get to that notch. And when I measured, I got 13.5 inches. So I'm going to set this aside and bring in my band. And from this joining right here, I'm going to be measuring down 13.5 inches. So that joining will be at the center back. And then on the other side, I'll also be marking 13.5 inches as well. So now I'm going to open up the band and place them together, right sides facing each other like this. And from that 13.5-inch mark, I'm going to be stitching right down the middle from that point all the way till I get to the end. So I will not be touching the part above the 13.5-inch mark because that part will go around the neckline. So I've gone ahead to do that off camera. You can see where my stitch began. You can also see why it's important to iron so you have that mark to guide you when it's time to stitch. So right now I'm just opening up the band towards the right side and I'm going to give this a good press and then bring it back to show you what it looks like. So after ironing, here's what we have. You can see how nice and flat that looks. So right now I'm going to bring in the dress so I can attach the band to it. And to do that is pretty simple. I've already done something like that on the channel. And all you need to take note of is that the part you want facing front is the part you'll be attaching to the dress, so that after stitching you can flip it over and it will be at the front. Also, you have to match the seam line on the band to the center back of the dress like I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin that down so it stays in place. Then I'll just go on to pin down the rest of the collar to the dress and then show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm all done. I'll just take this over to the machine and stitch the band together with the dress on a half-inch sewing allowance, and then I'll flip that over and then the right side will be facing up like this. Okay, so I'll just take this to the machine and stitch all around, then bring it back to show you what it looks like. So this is it. This is what we have. This is the wrong side of the dress, and I stitched the band together to the dress on a half-inch sewing allowance all the way to the hemline. Now here's how it looks when I turn it over to the right side. You can see how nice that looks. Now this is already a complete design on its own, so you can leave the dress as it is and go on to finish the hemline. But I wanted a little bit of a rushed effect at the center front, so I'm going to be adding elastic to the center front. And to do that, I'm going to turn the dress over to the wrong side and then stitch the elastic to the dress along the center front, that middle line right there. So I'm going to be stitching all the way till I get to the hemline. And when doing this, make sure to leave about 2 inches before the hemline so you can make your double fold. And please, when stitching this, make sure you're stitching just the front piece of the dress. Do not catch the back, otherwise you won't be able to wear it. So now I'm going to take this over to the machine and stitch it down, then bring it back to show you what it looks like. So I'm done stitching and here's what we have. You can see that I didn't start exactly at the neckline because I wanted to keep that place flat. I just started somewhere along the waistline and I stitched all the way to the end. So now we're almost done with the dress. I simply have to make my double fold along the hem and stitch that all around. And then I'll go on to add belts to the front piece because I want it fitted at the front. So I went on to create 2 bands for this off camera, and they measure 1 inch wide and 32 inches long. Now to attach the belts to the dress, I'll start by taking my shoulder to waist measurement at 15.5 inches. So I'll mark that on one side and then take the measurement again on the other side. So I'm going back to measure the first side again because I noticed I didn't mark it correctly. And once that's done, the next thing to do is to mark a quarter of your waist circumference from the center front. So you can see I'm placing my tape from the center of the dress, which is where the elastic is, and I'm marking a quarter of my waist circumference on one side. And on the other side, I'm marking that exact same measurement from the center front as well. So these are my 2 points. I have one on this side and one on the other side. Now I'm going to be bringing in the belts, and I'll be placing the first one on this point I marked right here. I'll go ahead to pin it down so it stays in place and then do the exact same thing on the other side as well. Again, as I'm doing this, I'm pinning only to the front piece. I'm not taking the back piece. I'm not touching the back at all. So make sure that you're pinning it just to the front piece. And once I'm done with the belt, I'll go ahead to finish off the hemline, and that will be all for this dress. So here is the final look. This is what the dress looks like when it's all done. I've stitched down the belt, I finished the hemline, and that's it for this dress. Now this is how it looks on me. I absolutely love it. I love the color, I love how free it is, and I also love the style. And like I said earlier, you can skip the ruched part. You don't have to add elastic, but I personally wanted it to give a different look to my Bubu. And yeah, that's it for this tutorial. We've come to the end. If you stayed all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions on this tutorial, be sure to leave it in the comment section below and I'll get to it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.